Okay. So now once you're there, let's check out what we have so far. So what we have right now is, the standard shooting stuff. Um, like this stuff right here. And then we have a shop, right? We can press P to pause the game. If we're actually clicking on the menu, P to pause the game, boom. There's our shop. And in this shop, we haven't coded anything major yet, but that's what we're going to do today. All right. So first of all, how this shop is going to work is it's going to display multiple items that you can cycle between using the buttons right here. Um, so first of all, we have to display what item it is. Um, so we're going to go to variables and then we're going to make a new variable. Wait, Olivia, what are you asking?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. It's all right. So anyways, we're going to make a new variable and we're going to call it like shop selected or yeah, or shop selected or something like that. And keep it for all sprites. Make sure it's for all sprites. And then click OK. So now we have this new variable and we should go to shop options, the sprite shop options. And then when we start game, let's set that variable to that new variable shop selected to 1 right there. And make sure you're in the shop options sprite, not the shop menu sprite, not the shop right sprite, the shop actions. Place it in there and make sure the value is 1 because we want to set it to 1 at the very beginning. Okay, once we're done with that, let's keep it shown over here so we can see it. So when we click the flag, it's going to say 1, right? Now, let's go to the object, the shop left button. Shop left button, the sprite shop left button. Now, what do we want to do when we click this button? We want it to kind of decrease the shop selected by 1. So we're going to kind of scroll through it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have an if event, an if else, place it in the forever loop at the very end. First, we're going to detect whether the button is touching the mouse pointer. If it is, we're going to go to looks and then we're going to drag out a set color effect to 0. Set color effect to 0. We're going to change the color effect to the brightness effect. And we're going to duplicate this. So we're going to have 2 of them. Or you can drag out another one. The first one, we're going to set the number to 50. So what this means, it's going to be pretty bright. It's going to be like medium brightness. 100 is fully bright. 0 is not bright at all. We're going to place the 50 in the if and the 0 in the else. So now when we hover, oh, that's a bit too bright. Look at that. So when I put my mouse over the button, it shines really bright. So let's actually reduce the number to like 20. See how that looks. I like that. 20, I think, is a good number for that. So it shows us that we're selecting. And then, so yeah, once you put these 2 blocks inside. So when we're touching it, we wanted to set it to bright. If we're not touching it, we wanted to set it to 0, right? Um, After in the if, we're going to drag out another if. So right there in the if part of the if else. So if that makes sense. So if we're touching the mouse pointer, then we check if, and then sensing, we're going to do mouse down. So if the mouse is down, once we're already hovering on it, that means we actually clicked it, right? And then once again, we're going to do another if. And here is if greater than 1. And we're going to drag out shop selected is greater than 1. So if shop selected is greater than 1, then we're going to change the variable shop selected by -1. So we're going to reduce it. So what this does is, if we click this button, it should reduce shop selected by 1 if shop selected is not already 1. So if it's already 1, then it actually won't do anything. So this is actually correct. If you click the button and it does nothing, then it's correct for now.
What if you accidentally did it in the shop menu when you're supposed to do it in the shop left?
Sorry, what?
What if you did this entire code accidentally in the shop menu and it was supposed to be in the shop left? What do you do if you don't want to just do the whole thing
Oh,
again?
okay. So the easy way, which we learned last time, is to do this. So if you had this in the shop menu, if you had this in the wrong sprite, and
Yeah.
only applies to people who don't have it in the right sprite, you can just detach the new code that we had. And then what you can do is you can drag that piece of code into the right sprite. So we can make sure your mouse is over the right sprite. So if I was in shop menu, I would drag it to shop left button and then let go. And what that does is it copies it to the other sprite. And then, for example, you had the thing in
Oh,
shop
and I
menu, you
just
can
delete
delete
it
it.
from the.
Yep. And then if you click shop left button, then you'll be able to move it to the forever loop and then it'll work. But yeah, that's how we create a button. So buttons always follow the same kind of structure where if you're touching a mouse pointer, it does something, and if you're not, then it does something else. And while touching it, it also checks if your mouse is going to press down. And if your mouse pressed down, that means you click the button, then you're going to do an action. And our action here is changing shop select by -1 if the number is greater than 1. Okay. So now we have the left button working. And does anyone need more time, by the way? Okay, I'm going to assume everyone's done. So now we can actually do the same thing. So for shop left button, let's detach the part that we just did. Or not, we don't need to detach it. Just hold the part that you just did, and then you can move it into the shop right button sprite. Make sure your mouse is over it, and then let go. Once you let go, you can go to the shop right button, and make sure in the shop left button you put the code back in the right place. And go to the shop right button sprite, and then now you can see we just copied the code over. All we need to do is we just place it in there, and now both buttons should be working. Except for the shop right button, we want to change the shop selected by +1 instead of -1. So there we go, +1. And then we want to have this if shops, we're going to change the operator to if shop selected is less than. So instead of greater than, less than 2. So that means we can only select between 1 and 2 for now. So if I click this button, it goes to 2. If I click this one, it goes to 1. If this doesn't work, please tell me. So if we click the left button, it should decrease it by 1. If we click the right button, it should increase it by 1. Only between 1 and 2. So you can't go to 3, you can't go to 0. Just double check that that works, because this is important.
No, it does not work.
Does not? Make sure you click the flag again, because that may have been a problem. Click the flag again, and then click P, and then see if it works now. Does it work?
No.
No? Um,
Also,
do you have
if I click the right button, just deletes the entire shop. Well,
if you click the right?
makes the shop disappear.
Oh, it makes the shop disappear. That's interesting. Um, I mean, did you have the exact same code?
Uh,
Like, yeah, sorry. Did you make sure to put it in the forever loop
Forever loop. What?
in the
Yeah.
shopping right
Yeah.
button?
Uh-huh.
Does left button work though?
No.
No? Like when you hover
But it
over it, it
doesn't.
doesn't.
Well, it does, but it just doesn't make the shop selected go down
What number is shop selected right now?
one.
Oh, then it's not supposed to, because we don't want it to go less than one. So it won't actually do anything if it's already one.
Oh,
So
but
what does clicking your right? Oh, by the way, do you have this operator right in the right shop right button? Shop selected less than two, less than
yeah,
10.
yeah.
Oh, okay. And then do you have change shop selected by positive one instead of negative one now?
Oh, okay. I see. Hold
Oh
on.
yeah. So that was your
I
problem,
I
I
think
think.
it was said game pause instead of shop selected on accident. Oh, yeah. There you
Does
go.
it work now?
Yeah. Is this supposed to go down if it's two?
Yes. So you can select between one and two for now.
Oh, what if it doesn't go down back to one?
Oh, then that'd be a problem. Does it not? When you click the right button? Or sorry, the left button?
No.
Huh. Um, so go to your shop left button. So actually everyone go to your shop left button, and we're gonna add something else. After in the if mouse down in this if right here, below right here, we're gonna add a new wait until. We want to wait until we're not holding our mouse down anymore. So not mouse down. Not is found in operators and not mouse down is found in sensing. So the wait until block. The control block that says wait until right here. I'm gonna put that right there. Make sure it's below the other if. So it's in the if mouse down and outside. It's a bit complicated, but yeah, it should make sense. Um, anyways, Jasmine, is your code the same here, where you have shop selected is greater than one, and then
I
change shop selected by -1?
I I think I figured out why because my shop selected was greater than -1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it should be +1. There you go, I think. Does it work now then?
Um, need to check. Um, like no.
No? Hmm. Um, does any sorry, what?
Oh, shoot, sorry. What?
Now it does. Never mind. Now it does.
Oh, it works. Does it work?
Yeah.
That's great. Does anyone else have a problem with their code? Okay, great. Let's move on to the shop right button and let's do the exact same thing with the wait until. So go to control and then drag out a wait until and place it in like the same location. Go to operators and wait until not mouse down. What this does is it makes sure that when we click our mouse, it only registers it once. So that means it only changes it by one. Okay. Okay. So now the buttons should be working, and when you click them, they should change between one and two, depending on which one you click. Okay, now here is where we're going to actually implement the different kind of guns that we have, or not guns, I should say the weapons we have. So go to shop options, and last time we just had a blank square as kind of the design here, but we're gonna make some new costumes. So for the first costume, we're gonna name it like I'm just gonna name it option one to make it simple. Option one. I'm gonna delete the thing, and then I'm just gonna draw I'm gonna add a text on the top. I'm gonna say like a simple gun or something. Or not, I'll just do what should I call it? The simple one.
Wait, didn't we have like the gray box thing? Did we
Yeah,
just?
we del yeah, you can just delete it.
Oh, okay.
I'll just call it like uh simple simple gun or whatever. And then we can size it down. Um, I'm gonna make it black, and then we can, I think, I'm gonna actually make it a bit larger. I'm just looking at how it looks on the actual game screen and comparing it to like the selected button. I'm gonna make it actually even a bit more large, just like that. There we go. I think that's a good enough size. I'll actually make it larger again. But yeah, I think that's good enough size. Then I'll move that up a bit to the top right there. I think that is a good position for it. I like that. Okay. And then here can be just like a bit artistic with this, but you can just draw like a diagram of this like I guess gun or something. I I don't know really what to draw, but I guess I'll just do like a simple. I don't know if it should even be gun. It should just be, but whatever. I'll just draw something. Something like this. Y'all can be more artistic than this, but I'll just keep it simple for now. And I'll center it. That is gonna be the simple gun. And on your screen, it should look better. I mean, I'll give you all time to make your own good designs. I think maybe I'll make it better as well by what I should do. Um, I don't know. This, I guess I'll add a circle around it to make it, oh, like a outline circle with no fill. So I can click fill and empty it out. And then I can make the outline a bit more thick, make it stand out. Circle around it. I think that's pretty good. And I'll move this up a bit, the label up a bit more. So that looks good with the selected button down there. And then now, if you're already done with this, we can duplicate this sprite. So we can right click the costume. Sorry, not sprite, I mean costume on the left panel right here. We can right click it and then we can click duplicate. And now we'll have a new sprite named option two. Sorry, not new sprite, new costume. And then I'll just title this maybe the machine gun or something like this. Because that'll be the second weapon we'll be making for today. Machine gun, and then maybe draw something, a diagram to represent the machine gun, which I'll do like a thicker bottom, I think. I honestly don't know. Maybe do like a thinner top. And I'll make it like gray or something. I don't know. It's just very simple kind of diagram of y'all can make it more artistic, as I said before. And actually, I'm going to change the font to the font that I like in the text. So by clicking in, I can change it to the handwriting font, which is the one I always use. but in that case, I may make it larger. Simple gun, I'm gonna also change it to handwriting. Make sure I center it. There we go. I like my design. Make my title a bit larger. Yeah, I like that. I'm just making some tweaks to my own thing. Whoops, what's happening? There you go. Oh, whoops. Yep. Just make the own design like that. Here we go. I may make this thing gray as well. But let's see. I see. I should remove outlines if I do that. That's a bit bright. Okay. Okay. Does anyone need more time decorating their two guns? I'll still give like 3 more minutes or maybe 2 more minutes to do this. Finish this up. Finish the designs up. And maybe y'all could even get started on the third design. Let me think of what gun we could have for the third design. I mean, do y'all have an idea? Perhaps a piercing gun would be fun, right? A piercing gun that goes through enemies. Let's do that actually. Duplicate the second option, and then we can create a third option and name it the piercing gun. And then draw something unique for it, I guess. I'm gonna do like a magical arrow because I feel like that would be fitting. I'm gonna make the arrow blue to show that it's like a bit more magical, I guess. Ooh, I gotta make that line thicker. Make it 5. Something like this. Like there, tail. And the arrowhead, which I'm gonna create by rotating this small circle a bit sideways, and then using the dot select feature to delete that part. And now I have a triangle, which I can move into place towards that side. Yeah. Okay. I like my arrow. Pretty good so far. Oh, maybe I can extend this one actually. There we go. It is pretty basic, but it'll have to suffice for now.
Wait, can you make that triangle again?
Oh, triangle? You can use a square. First, construct a square, and then use the bottom button to rotate it kind of sideways. And then once you have that, click this like a mouse button with a select point. That means you can control like these points locations to create weird shapes. But if you double click one of these dots, it makes them disappear. So now you only have 3 vertices, and now you have a triangle, which you can also rotate. Yeah,
Oh,
there you go. Okay. Does anyone need more time creating their options costumes? Okay, I think we can move on to the actual code now. So go ahead and go into the code, and then make sure you're in the shop options code right here. Stay in the shop options code, and then in the forever loop, we're gonna add 3 ifs. 1, 2, 3, all in success to each other. So they're all consecutive. And then for each one, we're gonna add an equal sign, an equal comparator. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to compare them to 1, 2, and 3. Go to variables and then drag out a shop selected and place them in the first slot of each. So we're basically checking if shop selected equal 1, if shop selected equal 2, shop selected equal 3. So if it's 1, we obviously want to switch costume to option 1. Wait, actually, I think we can do this even a simpler way. Let me try this out. See if this works. Oh yeah, no, this works. Never mind. Remove all the ifs and everything. All you need is this one simple block. Switch costume to shop selected. Because what this does is it switches costume to the shop selected numbered costume. So this means that you got to make sure your costumes are in the right order. So for me, you got to make sure your first costume is the simple gun, the second costume is the machine gun, and third costume is piercing gun. Any other order wouldn't work. So yeah. But this makes the code much more easy. So now when you switch between the guns, it will actually change the costume. So look, when I click between these two, it should switch between the simple gun and machine gun. And now let's go into the shop. So right now we can only switch between machine gun and regular simple gun. But that's because we set a limit. So we want to go to the shop right button, sprite. Make sure you click the shop right button sprite. And then right over here, we have shop selected less than 2. Let's change that to 3. So that means we can go up to 3 now. So when I click the button, I can go to piercing gun as well. And change it to all 3. Okay. Now,
do we change
can
anything
go.
to the shop left button?
Sorry, what? No, we don't need to change anything in the shop left button because we already
Okay.
set the limit as 1. So yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So now we can create a new variable. Go to variables and make a variable. Let's call it gun selected. For all sprites. Make sure it's for all sprites and not for the sprite only. For all sprites. And then click OK. And again, you can keep the variable up there for now. We're going to hide them at the very end of this lesson, but for now, we're going to keep them up so we can debug everything. Make sure everything's working fine. So for the gun selected, first of all, we're going to go to... Actually, no, we're just going to make sure you're in the shop action button. So the one that says selected, the shop action button sprite. And at the very beginning, we're going to set the new variable we created, gun selected, to 1. So it's automatically going to be, automatically going to be the simple gun. Boom. And then in the forever loop, we're going to have, let me think. Okay. So we're going to actually need to make a list to track which guns were bought, if that makes sense. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to variables, scroll down a bit, and then you'll find this make a list button. So we're going to click make a list. Now for this list, we're going to call it Let me think. We're gonna call it uh gun prices. And then for all sprites, gun prices. That's gonna be our first list. And we keep this list shown for now. And then we're gonna make another list called gun purchased.
So what did you name the
Gun
first
purchase.
one?
So yeah, I made two lists. Make sure they're lists, by the way, not variables. Gun prices and gun purchased. Make sure they're all for all sprites. For all sprites. So these two lists and how lists work is quite interesting. So basically, a list is basically like a bunch of variables in one. So for gun prices, we can have this as the first one as 0 because we don't want it to cost anything. What should we make the machine gun cost, everyone? Just $50 for now, I think. How about the piercing gun? Let's make that $100, I feel. I feel like those are pretty good prices. And then in the guns purchased, we can just keep that empty for now.
But how do you like get the numbers in it?
Oh, sorry. You got to click the plus button down there on the bottom left. That means you can add stuff. And then once you're done with run row, click the add button again, and you can add another row. And then, so make sure you do the exact same thing that I have. The 0, 50, and then 100. And make sure it's in gun prices. That's really important. Not in gun purchase. Gun purchase is something else. Make sure it's in the gun prices because these are going to be controlling the prices of the items. Gun purchase, we're going to leave empty for now. Okay, now we're going to begin working with the list. Now, it's very important that you do the right thing here. All right. So first of all, when we start, we're going to delete all just means removing all items in the list. Make sure of guns purchased, not gun prices. Gun purchased, not gun prices. Gun purchased. And then we are gonna wait, go to the thing, and then we'll go to the list area, and then we're gonna why is it laggy right now? Hold on. Let me pause because I feel like something is happening here that's making it laggy. Wait, why is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, what the heck? There you go. Okay. So then we're gonna add true. Make sure you type it right. True. TRUE with all lowercase, no capitalized. We're gonna add this to gun purchased. Make sure you have to change it to gun purchased. Can't keep it gun prices. Add true to guns purchased. After you did the delete all of gun purchased, make sure the first block is delete all of gun purchased. And make sure it's gun purchased. Oh, and by the way, everyone, there are two different delete blocks. There's this delete one of gun prices and the other one, which is delete all. Make sure you select the delete all. Delete all of guns purchased. And all these will be guns purchased. That's really important. Gun purchased. Then we're going to go to the... Sorry, what?
Is it okay if mine's not called gun purchased, but mine's called gun purchase?
Oh, it's fine. As long
Alright.
as like the name it doesn't matter that much. As long as you know what I'm talking about. The name is
Okay.
just for the programmer to know. Yeah. So then we're gonna drag out a repeat 10 block, and in the 10 we're gonna replace it with, and listen to me, it's gonna be the minus operator, so something -1, and that something is gonna be found in the lists area again, where there's gonna be this circular item called length of gun prices. Now this time we'll actually have it as gun prices, not guns purchased. So these two are going to be guns purchased. PUR and PUR. This one is going to be prices. So PRI. Make sure you all have that. That's important. And then finally, we're going to add thing to gun prices, but we're going to change that thing to false. And then we're going to change gun prices to purchased. So the only instance of gun prices should be this block. Everything else should be gun purchased or your equivalent. All right. Okay. Now we're going to move all this code that we just made. We're going to move it before the forever loop after we set gun selected to 1. So right over here. Before the forever loop after gun selected to 1. Now when you click the flag, your gun purchase should be automatically filled with true, then false, then false. Did that happen? The other one should stay as 0, 50, 100. Nothing should change. If there's anything extra, make sure to delete them. Or if you lost the 0, 50, and 100, make sure to add them. Make sure the gun prices still have the same content.
Wait, in the gun prices, it goes 0, 50, 100, false, false.
Oh, then delete those false false. That just happened when you were editing the code. That's
How do
why,
you-
yeah.
How do you
Oh,
delete it?
you delete it by clicking one of the values, and there should be an X button next to it to delete it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And then
What
once
if
you
my
deleted
gun-
it, sorry, what?
What if my gun purchase doesn't have the false false?
It doesn't? Oh, then you just have to click the flag. Once you click the flag, it should replenish the list. So let's say like I delete stuff
There you
from
go.
gun purchase. Yeah, is it back?
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone make sure when you click the flag, what you see in gun purchased is true, false, false, and in gun prices is 0, 50, 100. If that works, then everything should be working. Okay. Now is a pretty important part of this. Well, we're going to actually add the button. So we're going to hide both these lists since they cover up so much of the screen. They're so annoying, right? We got to hide them. So just untick their boxes to hide them. And now in the forever loop, we're going to go add an if else. Let me think. Okay. So we're going to go to operators and then we're going to drag out an equals comparator. And we're going to go to variables and then drag out a gun selected is equal to shop selected. So if our current gun that we've selected is equal to the shop, the current selection we have in the shop, then that means we're on the page in which we have our gun that is selected. So therefore, we're going to go to looks and then we're going to switch costume to selected. To selected. And then else, and if your costumes aren't named properly, then go to costumes and name them. So like the equip button should be named equip and the selected button should be named selected. If they are already, then that's great. Make sure you switch it to selected down. Okay. Now, in the else, we're going to add another if else. For this if else, we are going to do the same thing, an equals operator, except we're going to change up what's in the equals. So we're going to go down to the variables and then scroll down to where we have the list items, list things. And then we're going to drag out the one that says item one, the circular one that says item without the number. Make sure it's not item number of thing. Make sure it's item one of gun prices, and we're going to change it to item one of gun purchased. And then instead of making item one, we're going to go to variables, and then we're going to drag out shop selected, and place it there. So if item shop selected of gun purchased, that means the current item, the current gun that we're selecting in the shop, if that in the gun purchased is equal to, and we're going to compare it to true. So if that is equal to true, so that means we own the gun. So if we own the gun, then we're going to show the equip button. So we're going to switch costume to equip. So click the flag again once you're done with all that code, and then you can switch to another gun. And oh, wait, let me see it. Let me take a look at what problem I may have. Oh, never mind. It's good. So now in the costume, let's go to the once you're done. Is everyone done, by the way? Does anyone need more time? Okay, let's go to the costumes in the shop action button. And then we currently have equipment selected, but we need some other buttons. So go ahead and duplicate the selected button. And then let's rename this costume to be price 50. I'm gonna make this button like a grayish, I guess, something like, or maybe yeah, I'll keep it like this light gray. And I'm gonna change the text to $50 to tell the player that this gun costs $50. It's not just free, you know? Okay. So $50. And make sure we name the costume exactly the same thing as me. Price without a space, 50. Price without a space, 50. Costume name, it's important. Because this costume name is actually important for the code later on. Price without a space, 50. All right, yeah. So everyone, make sure that we change the costume name to price 50. Let me reiterate that. That is very important. Price 50 without a space, without a space. And make sure you spell price correctly and 50 correctly. This is really important. Okay, now we're going to create a new costume by duplicating this price 50. And we're going to name it price 100 without changing the 100 without changing the format. So we're gonna make the costume name price without a space 100. Price without a space 100. And then we're gonna make the actual button say $100 instead of what we had previous. Okay. Now we can go to the code. And then down here in the final else spot, we are going to switch costume to equip, except we're going to replace that equip circle with an operator. We're going to go to join apple and banana. So what this does is it joins together two strings. And for the first, we're going to, instead of apple, we're going to do price. Switch costume to price banana. In the banana slot, we're going to delete everything. So it's price nothing. And then we're going to replace that spot with, and pay attention here, we're going to go to variables. We're going to scroll down to the lists area again. And we're going to select that one thing, that thing we call, what is it? Let's see, item 1 of gun prices, but we're going to change it to item 1 of gun purchase. And instead of item 1, we're going to make it item shop selected of purchased. Okay, hold on. This is something is not. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. Instead of item shop selected of gum purchase, do item shop selected of gum prices. Then it will work. I did the wrong thing. Sorry. That one should be gum prices. So now when you switch between the guns, it should show, for the simple gun, it should show you that it's selected. For the machine gun, it should say $50. For the piercing gun, it should say $100. If it doesn't say that, please tell me. Please never forget me. Okay. All right. If we have everyone's working, then that's great. Okay. And now in this else, we're going to continue with another if else inside the else of the else. So right there. Yep. If else. And then we're going to go to sensing. And then we're going to check if it's touching the mouse pointer or not. And then we're going to go to looks, and then we're going to make sure it's set color effect. Set color effect and change it to set brightness effect to 20. And then duplicate it and then set brightness effect to 0 in the else.
Wait, where did you put the if else?
The if else. The if else I placed inside the else. So right after
Oh,
where
okay, now I know.
we did the join
Is it-
price. Right
Is
after
it
that.
right under the switch costume too?
Yes, exactly.
So in the else?
Yes,
Okay.
precisely. And then after that, we're going to do another if. But this time we're just going to do a regular if. So we're going to put that regular if after setting the brightness effect to 20 in the touching mouse pointer. And then after that, we're going to put a wait until something after the if. In that wait until, we're going to place not, and then go to sensing again, not mouse down. Now in that if, we're gonna place in that checking if we're gonna place the mouse down operator. So mouse down. If mouse down. Then, and brace with me here, we're gonna add another if. If inside the if inside the if, else inside the if, else inside the if, inside the if. Right there. And then we're gonna check using a greater than. And then we're gonna drag on a minus. Or actually, no, we're gonna drag on an or. A greater than, and then an or, and then an equal in the other one. So greater than or equal. And place it back in. And then here, we're going to copy what we had in the switch costume. Item shop selected of gun prices. And then we're going to place it in the first slot. Or actually, no, sorry, second slot of both of them. So we're going to duplicate it again and put it in the second slot. In the
Wait,
greater
what did
than.
you say?
I copied the code, the item shop selected of gun prices, and I placed it in the second slot of both the comparators right here.
Wait, what happened to all the numbers in the or thing? Do you just get rid of it?
The numbers in the what now?
I thought there are a bunch of numbers in the or thing with the
Oh, we didn't get rid of it. We just kind of covered it. So you see how there's a 50 there? We covered it with
oh,
item shop selected of gun prices. Same thing with the other one. Item shop selected of gun prices. Make sure it's gun prices. And then finally, in the first lots of both of them, we're gonna put down money. If money is greater than that, or money is equal to that, then we're gonna do something. Okay. Now, inside the actual if, we're gonna add a change, and we're gonna change money by grab out a times operator. So -1 times. So that means we're reducing the money by item shop selected of gun prices. So that is important. Item shop selected of gun prices. So the same thing we had for the two other slots. So this is the same as this, which is the same as this. Okay. After all this, after the change money, we are now going to go to variables and scroll down a bit to the list area, and then we're going to drag out the replace item 1 of gun prices with thing, and then we're going to change the gun prices to gun purchased. Change it to gun purchased. I'm going to replace item, and once again, in this item 1, we're going to replace it with shop selected. So replace item shop selected of gun purchased with, and be careful here, type true. TRUE without any capitals. So all lowercase. Now we're going to place this after the change. So this is all really important. What this code basically does is it checks our balance to see if we have enough money to buy it. And if we do have enough money to buy it, then it's going to let us buy it. And then it's going to reduce the money. So it's going to take away the money we just had. And then it's going to actually make us have the gun. If that makes sense. So don't follow me here. I'm just trying to test something else. Actually, no, do follow me. Drag out a set money to 50 block. Set money to 50. And you know what? Just make it like set money to 500. And then you can click that button to activate it. That means now you have 500 money. And once you have 500 money, you can test it out. So click the flag, click the set money to 500 so you can see your money become 500. Go to the shop and then move to the machine gun. And then if you click the button, $50, once you click it, it should reduce the money by 50 and you should own the gun now. So if I click that, you can see that my money goes down to 450 and then I can actually own the gun now. If I do the same thing for the piercing gun, I lose $100 and I own the gun now.
I don't, when I start, I don't have $500. Even
Oh,
if I click the flag or anything.
yeah, sorry. When we click flag, it's supposed to set it to 0. But that's why we had this extra block, set money to 500. So we click this block to activate the block, which means it gives us $500. If that
Oh,
makes sense. Yes. That way we have the $500 and then we can buy stuff. This is just temporary block, so we can test things out because we don't start with money, so we can't test it out if we don't start with money, right? So now we have the equip buttons, right? But the
so
equip
I
buttons,
have the arrow, but it doesn't show up, right?
what do you mean it doesn't show up?
Like it,
Like,
I'm not supposed. My character doesn't turn into it, right?
oh no, it doesn't, not yet.
Okay.
So like once you click the buy, it should, instead of showing the price, it should say equip now. Does it say that?
Yeah.
That's good. That means it's all working. All right, everyone. Now, um, let's see. Let me see. All right. Now, can you all please locate this one that says switch costume to equip? That part right there. Now we're going to add a few more ifs, all right? Just bear with me here. We're going to add another if else right after switch costume to equip. Yeah, you can get rid of the set money to 500 now. And then in this if, we're going to check if we're touching mouse pointer. And we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to go to looks, we're going to drag out set color effect to 0. And then instead of color, we're going to make it ghost effect. Or not ghost effect, brightness effect. And then we're going to set it to 20. And in the else, we're going to set it to 0. Okay? Now once we have this, we're going to add another if. And we're going to place it after the set brightness effect to 20 in that place, in that equip, like switch costume to equip place. So after the set brightness effect to 20. In here, or actually, no, before we do that, we're going to add a wait until after the if that we just placed. And this wait until will have the operator not, wait until not, and I think y'all guessed it, not mouse down. Not mouse down. And then we're going to put mouse down in the if as well. The if mouse down then. Finally, in this if mouse down, we are going to go to variables and then we're going to set, drag out a set, and then we're going to change the set item to set gun selected. Set gun selected to shop selected. Set gun selected to shop selected. Okay. That was a lot, right, everyone? That was quite a bit. But now it should all be working. Should all be working. Okay. So what this code does is it makes it so you can actually select the items now. So if let's go to I think is it health and money node? Let's go to the player sprite. Go to the player sprite. At the very beginning in this start game where we had set the money to 0, let's just set the money to 500 for this part, just for testing purposes for now. We're gonna keep it for today and for next class probably, but then we're gonna remove it once we're done with the game. So now if we click shop, I'll show you the full functionality we should have. So in the shop, we should be able to click these buttons to rotate between the guns, right? Of course, the 3 guns we can click, and then with the money we have, so make sure you press the flag again after changing that. Select and then press P. With the money, we can click these buy buttons. Once we click them, it should take away the money, the appropriate amount of money, and then we should have the equipment. Now let me buy the piercing gun and the machine. So now you should be left with $350. Now you can see if you are in the simple one, it'll say selected. But if you click to like the machine gun or the piercing gun, it'll say equip. Now let's go to the machine gun and then let's click that equip button. Once you click on it, it should say selected. And then once it's selected, that means the normal gun is deselected, which means it should say equip. Does that happen, everyone? If that happens, then you've done everything correct and your full system should work. So now let's go to piercing gun and let's click again for the piercing gun this time. So once you click that, it should say selected. And then we can switch to something else.
And mine works.
Nice. And finally, we're done with the shop menu for now. We are done with the shop menu for now. And actually, we're gonna add one more. So the shop action is one little thing I need to fix. We need to fix. And that little thing is we are going to go to looks and then we're going to drag out a set color effect to 0. I'm going to change it to set brightness effect to 0. And then in the very top part, so we just edited the equip part before. Now we're going to go to the selected part, switch costume to selected. Right there in the switch costume to selected, right after it, we're just going to add that block in. Set brightness effect to 0. That's just a fix we have to fix the brightness of the button to make sure everything works properly. And then once we're done with that, everything should be functioning the exact same, and you can save your project, and then we're done for today. So today, we have coded the shop. So now the shop actually works. So now everything should be working properly. I can equip, but here's the thing. When I equip machine gun, my gun doesn't change when I click P again. Nothing actually changes. We'll add that next class. We'll add the 2 guns next class. The code should be really we're changing up the code a bit. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Yeah, have a great week, everyone.